Have you ever wanted to be a judge on America's Got Talent? Or even more, make your audience, your spectators create the magic? Guys, this product right here is one I have waited for over 2 years. This review is one that I'm probably the most excited to make out of all the reviews I've ever done. Welcome to the review of The Button by Chris James and Joao Miranda featuring Craig Petty. Welcome back, guys, to another review. My name is Alon. I'm a magician, mentalist, a community owner, and I am genuinely so excited to be doing this review. Now, trust me, you want to stick to the very end of this review where I'll also be featuring a live performance of me using this effect. So you can see it in the real world and see exactly the kind of reactions it gets. Because those who are new to this channel will know that every single review that I do is based on real world experience. This is why it takes a little time for me to put out my reviews, because everything I do is to really test out this effect in the real world and see exactly how it plays out. Because that's how I believe all magic reviews should be done. And this routine and effect and actually utility magic device has been exciting me for over 2 years, and I'll tell you exactly why. As I said, everything in this review based on me actually doing it in the real world, so there's no bias in that way, but I will say my amazing friend is Chris James. He's a great friend of mine. I've got to know him for several years now. He's an incredible thinker, outside of the box, truly. He's helped me and supported me in so many ways, and I'm eternally grateful to him. He told me about this, and I have text messages on my Instagram, which of course I won't share, from over 1.5 years ago, of Chris sending me at least 20 voice messages, which highlights his excitement for this routine and telling me, oh my gosh, Alan, I've created this insane trick, I've pitched it to Joao Miranda, it's insane, it can do this, that, and that. And I was mind blown at the time, and that was literally like 1.5 years ago when it was just like getting ready. And I know Chris has been working on it actually for over 5 years, and I really mean it, Chris blew my mind. Now you're probably wondering what on earth this is. This is the button, and as you can see on the image right here, it is exactly this incredible button. And let me just show you what's inside. Of course, inside this beautiful package you get this insane case, and I'll tell you exactly what this routine is as I show you inside. Essentially, inside this case you get a few incredible things, and I'll show you everything you get. It's totally fine, but the main thing you get is this, and it's in an incredible case, by the way, to carry. It's such high quality, it's so phenomenal. But you get this, and this just looks remarkable. I mean, look at the quality, look how cool it looks. It literally looks exactly like what you would have on America's Got Talent, a button. And if you listen closely, when you press it, it actually makes a sound. And we'll talk about this in so much more detail, but essentially this sound could be absolutely anything. It could be customized to anything in the world. So now you can start thinking to all the possibilities that can be done here. And essentially you're giving this button to the spectator, and you have such a justified thing here, because you can go in so many ways to present this button, but you have a button that essentially every time you press it, something magical happens, and you get so many routines that we'll discuss later on, and it creates such magical moments. But it's not really that only, that is just a button that makes a sound, because that's essentially what it is, but there's so much more to it. The thing that makes this stand out is this is exactly what it says on the package. It says card to impossible location, and this is, if not one of the best or the best card to impossible location I've ever seen, because most of them are not justified, most of them are not that impressive, or most of them just have this repetitive element. This is brand new, I've never seen it before. This is so cool, so fun, and it is completely justified because they're holding on to this button the whole time. They're creating magical moments, and then out of nowhere, because this is the cool part, you can control when this button stops working, because now when I press, there's no sound. I'm not muting this video. It's literally, there's no sound in the real world. They can press it as much as they want. There's no sound. Why? Because when they open up the button, when you open up the button, actually, you'll see there's a card inside. And they can actually open up the button, but that's something later. There's actually a playing card inside the button. And this right here is a switch. Which is insane, because essentially you can make any card appear inside. And if you really think about it, you can get really creative and make small little objects like receipts, bills, all sorts of like little coins even, maybe you can get creative, appear inside here, inside the button that has been inside their hands the entire time. I know, it's insane, it's mind-blowing. And at the end of the day, it's just this really cool button that you can control the sounds of, you can make anything or any card appear inside, and it's insanely impossible. But other than the button, you get a few other things. Let me show you exactly what you get. You also get inside the case this, which is actually, ironically, you might think this is the real button, but this is the real button. This is the magic. And when you press this, it allows you to make the button work. But the moment you press it again, the button stops making a sound, which allows you to control exactly when and whenever you want to make a sound or not, which is incredibly impressive. And in addition to that, you also get this incredible USB key, which allows you, and they teach in the tutorial as we'll reach to in a second, to control any sounds you want on the go if you want. You can go quickly whilst you're walking around, for example, and if you want to change the sounds, which I don't really recommend, I recommend you do it ahead of time, but you can carry this and you can just change the sound. Super cool that they provide you with this. Really, really happy. And of course, you also get a charging cable, which is just a simple cable right here, which is really nice that they provide you with, as well as the incredible case, which allows you to store everything here. The case is insanely sturdy, really high quality. Like, I'm really surprised and really proud. I mean, with Joao Miranda's quality, it's always like this. With the Universal Smoke Watch, I did a review of that. You can check it out. And you get a case like this, and literally all of his products are just so well made, it blows my mind. Anyways, I think the most important thing to talk about right now is the tutorial, because this blows my mind, as always. Let's have a talk about that. So the tutorial for this incredible routine, the button, is endless. In fact, usually I would give you an exact amount of time in hours, how long it is, but I can only estimate because you get so many split videos on Joao Miranda's site, so I didn't want to add them up. But in total, I'm assumingly there's over 2 hours of tutorial for sure, minimum. But the coolest thing is it's split and organized really, really well on the Joao Miranda's website for tutorials. It's so easy to follow along. You can watch whatever you want. You can skip certain parts. You can choose whatever you think is suitable for you. And they even advise you to do that in the introduction, which is exactly what you start with. But before I tell you the tutorial itself, I'll just tell you it's filmed in the incredible studio all the way in Portugal that Joao Miranda has. And you see this in all his tutorials, really well shot, HD quality, phenomenal environment. As you can see on my screen right now, you can see it's just beautiful. And as you see, this is Joao Miranda right now in his introduction talking about the button. And then you get a few words from the amazing creator himself, Chris James, telling you exactly how he created it 5 years ago, the process he went through pitching it to Joao Miranda, and essentially the entire story, the backstory of how this remarkable effect came to be. And as you can see, I'm addicted to pressing this button. This is a toy for Magician 2. It's completely addictive. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then you have a video by Joao Miranda who kind of exposes and unboxes this effect and shows you exactly what you get with the button, how to make it work, the technology aspect of it, how to charge it, how to change the sounds, how to turn it off, how to reach the certain tech parts. And then you get into the more special parts where Craig Petty shows you exactly how the button works, how to make the switch work. Then you also are told how to customize the sounds, how to edit them, the volume, cutting them, changing them. Everything you need to know is given to you all the way at the start. But here's the fun bit. This is when you're introduced to the legend himself, Craig Petty, which is, you know, an incredible creator, and he comes up with so many routines on this project, which we'll talk about, but it's such a pleasure to have him on this project. I know he's great friends with Chris James. He's also a good friend of mine, and I know he just decided to do this free of charge to help Chris and be a part of this project. He wasn't even paid, only sent to Portugal to shoot this tutorial, so big up to Craig. He's absolutely incredible. Now, you get this remarkable thing at the start of the tutorial with Craig called the slides and utility moves section. Now, this is phenomenal to get because straight up at the start, you get told all the slides, all the moves you need to know for then to make it so much easier to watch the actual routines, because if Craig had to repeat each move every single time in the actual tutorial section, then it would get really, really frustrating. So he just starts with that all the way at the start, and you can totally skip that if you are already comfortable with doing some of these moves. Some of them are much more beginner friendly, some of them are much more advanced. So he literally tells you if you know how to do a double lift or a palm cards, and just skip it. If you don't, it's perfect, which makes this effect completely incredible for beginners, intermediate, advanced magicians. No matter who you are, it's for you. And just to give you some examples of the slides and moves you're taught how to do some incredible card controls. You're taught how to force cards, taught how to fold up cards. So you're taught one-handed fold, a Mercury card fold, things like that. Palming a card, you taught color changes, and then you get to the really good fun stuff, the switches. And Craig teaches you some incredible switches, some really visual ones, some which were great for social media, a ton that are perfect for real life, and all the different angles and all the ways you can do it. Then Chris James has his own video on switches that his friends have come up with, that he's come up with. It's just so many switches and so many incredible things. You also get some just unique utility moves, and then they recently added, thanks to the Facebook group, which we'll talk about later again, something called the pole night depth illusion, and oh my dear, it looks so good. I mean, I can show you in the button. This right here is a pawn knight depth illusion. That looks like one card. It literally looks like a card. Without revealing too much of the gimmick, I can't tell you too much, but it makes it look so realistic, so real, that there's an actual card in there, when in reality, I could just make it disappear. Now let's move on to the routines themselves. Now you're getting 2 full performances, by the way, of an ambitious card routine and the card to box done in the real world by Craig Petty. But in total, again, I don't know the exact number of hours. Each tutorial is roughly 10 minutes or so, plus minus for some routines, and you're getting literally 21 routines. So earlier I said there's 2 hours. Actually, if you do the math, there's way more than 3 hours of tutorials on this project. And I'm literally gonna go through all 21 really quickly right now, but really quick fire, and I'll tell you some of my favorites and some that I recommend, but there's so many. And the cool part is they're even labeled on the website whether they're easy to do, because if you're a complete beginner, or even if you're not a beginner, there's just some routines that are more self-working and easier to do, which are so incredible. It says they're easy to do, and you can quickly navigate through which ones you're interested in. And the tutorials also include mentalism tricks, card tricks, all kinds of tricks. So it's really a vast project. You start with a really self-working trick that Craig teaches you, but then he goes through like time travel routines, a routine called the magic button, a routine with an emergency card where you actually show that you have a card beforehand, and then you say, we'll come back to it, we only use it for emergencies. You have literally, which is, it might sound cliche, but it's my favorite routine to do with all of this, is the ambitious card routine, because if I were ever doing an ambitious card routine and I needed the perfect ending, this magic button literally creates the perfect way, ending, and justification for doing an ambitious card routine, because the spectator is creating the magic every time they press the button. The card goes up, up, up until you have the kicker ending when their card appears inside the button. Mind blown. Then Craig teaches you a very simple triumph, which is really fun to do. Then you get the more advanced sections, which is you get like a card to box, as well as a card under button routine, which is really cool. You get so many other routines, like a Monty style routine, a blank deck, which is like a take on the Blizzard routine by Dean Dill. You get a color changing deck routine, a mystery card routine, a routine where we go back in time, because Chris and Craig love time traveling plots, and this is really cool because the signature of a spectator's card like literally vanishes, appears, vanishes, appears, and then the card actually appears inside the button. It's so cool. And of course, you cannot have a Craig Petty project without an ACAD. So of course, you get an ACAN in this project too, with again the kicker of the card appearing inside the button. You get a really fun AGT themed routine, or it can be BGT or whatever Got Talent that you have locally, where it's so much fun. It uses a really clever method, and it literally fits the theme of the button. And you can customize the sound. You can make an sound from AGT. You can make it anything you want. You get a twisting the aces routine, a free will routine. You get a remarkable mentalism routine and use of double writing principle, which allows you to create miracles with a card to impossible prediction. Actually, you have a prediction inside the button that they made a free choice of a number or anything you want, using the double writing principle. Incredible. And then genuinely my favorite, and some people might agree, some people might disagree, but when Chris told me about this button 1.5 years ago, this is the first idea that popped into my head, and I'm so glad they teach it. They teach an incredible lie detector routine, and oh my days, it fits so perfectly, because you're in control essentially of when the sound is played or not. So you can create this whole lie detector routine where they press it and then it goes, you're lying, or if it doesn't make a sound, ooh, they're telling the truth. And you can play around with this plot so much and create a bigger routine, and it blows my mind, and this is the one I love doing the most right now, so much fun. So as you can see, there's so many routines. I wish I could talk much more into every single routine, but I guess you just have to get the project to find out more. What I can say, as said earlier, that there is a routine for every single bun, at least one that is going to work perfectly for you. But the cool thing is you can totally come up with your own routines, ideas, which we highly advise you to do. This thing is endless. There's literally endless possibilities, and it's so exciting and fun to do. Then after all of that, you also get a troubleshooting section by Chris James, and the main thing is, we'll talk about this later as a negative, but he talks about how to reduce the sound of this prop, that it makes a small sound, but we'll get to that. Chris literally goes over troubleshooting and tells you exactly how to deal with it, tons of ideas, And literally you get everything you need in this tutorial. You also get credits at the end by Chris. Literally hours and hours of tutorials, so well shot, so well explained, really well done. So now let's talk about whether this button is examinable. Now you need to understand, they're holding it in their hand, like for 99% of the routines the whole time, which means it's examinable already at the start because they're holding it in their hand, so why should they examine it later? The magic is literally happening in their hands the whole time. That's what makes the button so incredibly powerful. At the very end, once the switch is done, this is the genius of Joao Miranda, who designed this with Chris James, is this is it. This is what they're left with, and there's nothing to find. It's just a base where the card was. And obviously you're not going to have them look at it for 20 million hours, right? But if you put it on the table and they start just looking at it, they'll look at it for likely 5 to 10 seconds maximum, because they'll realize really quickly there's nothing special to it. Why should there be? There's just a card inside the button. Like, that's it. So is it examinable? Yeah, 100%. It's geniusly designed and allows you to make it examinable. Now let's talk about angles really quickly. Like, yes, there's switches, which is exactly what I said earlier. You're taught so many switches by both Chris, Craig, and then in the Facebook group so much. So depending on the switch you do, depends on the angles. There's one switch that I really, really like. It's kind of angle sensitive from the back, but who's standing really behind you when you're performing? If you're surrounded, then you're just gonna adjust your switch according to your surrounding. You literally choose a switch based on how many people you have, where they are, the angles you have. So it's up to you as a performer to choose the right angle. Because then once you choose the right angle, then you're completely fine in terms of angles. There's no issue. It's just up to you to choose the right switch. And the main switch that is taught, and the main switch that most people are gonna do, which is kind of a shuttle pass, is 100% like angle proof. There's no issues. Like, there's no way they're gonna catch you as long as you do it right. So angle wise, no issues at all. Now let's talk about positives. And how much time do we have? Because I can list so many. And you can see I'm super enthusiastic about this effect. But if there is a trick of the year for 2025, this is it, in my opinion. So yes, positives, tons. This is just an incredibly cool card to Impossible Location. If you take it at that, that's really what it is. It's so cool. It's so unique. Your spectators will never have seen something like this. Like they said, Craig said this in the tutorial, like, oh, you cannot have someone says, I've seen this trick before when you bring out this button. There's no way, because then they're making it up. No one's done a magic trick with a tool like this. No one. It's completely innovative. I've never seen something like this before. And as said, it's justified so well. If you give this story, oh, you're obsessed with America's Got Talent, or you found this incredible toy in the shop with this America's Got Talent button, or oh my gosh, this button is a magical button because magicians use sleight of hand. Yes, but when you use this button, only when you press the button, that's when the magic happens. Another positive is just such a well-made, high-quality object. Joao Miranda and his team did a fascinating job. Yes, it's 3D printed, and I've seen a few people complain about that, but what do you want? Like, for the price you're getting for this, this is insanely quality, and this is exactly, if some random non-magic company was making a button like this, it would be likely 3D printed. And by the way, this is molded with, I forgot what it's called, plastic molding or something, this actual button part, as it should be, which is high quality, and it was more expensive to make, and it literally just looks exactly like a real button. Like, I have nothing to say, but it's high quality. Also, another positive, you're taught so many routines. As I said, over 21 routines or something. Like, that is so many routines. There's something for everybody. Another positive is it is completely customizable for everybody, and your sounds can be customized. And even they've been talking in the Facebook group about something called stacking sounds, which isn't confirmed, by the way, so I'm not saying this, but there are little glitches that you can do to actually play different sounds with the button. So if I press this now, it goes this sound, but if I press it again, it goes, and then the next time it plays a song, and then the next time it says Alon is the best, and then, you know, whatever. So there's versions you can do to stack sounds, and I know they're working on something in the future, so we'll see. Then another positive is that it is just genuinely really easy to perform. Like, you get routines that are for beginners, you get ones that are much more advanced, you get everything you need, so it's really well organized, and it's really for everybody. And lastly, I have to mention this. This is like the biggest positive by far. You get this insane Facebook group. And Chris asked me to share a message in this review, and that this Facebook group is free. So even if you're not planning on getting the button, or you're planning to but you still have more questions, join the Facebook group. There's no password, just join it. There's a group of people. Chris is so like happy to share the method. It's all there. Like, I'm trying to be a little careful here, but I've revealed quite a few things because that's really is. He wants to be as transparent and open and honest as possible with you guys. So go and join the Facebook group. There's so many ideas, but it's fascinating. There's so many people sharing ideas, so many new switches, new routines, these clever little subtleties. It's fascinating. That Facebook group is worth the price alone. So, and it's free to join So join the Facebook group. And now let's quickly talk about negatives. And I'm going to be really blunt with you. I really tried to think hard about the negatives, and I only found one negative. And the crazy part is it's been justified in the tutorial already. And I really struggled to find any negatives. This trick is really becoming the trick of the year for me. And the only negative is there is a little sound issue when you're doing the switch with the button. But as I said earlier, you get in the troubleshooting section of the tutorial, Chris gives you some really nice fixes of using little DIY things that you can do to reduce the sound. Also, really recently, Chris added to the Facebook group another tutorial on how to reduce the sound, which is really, really clever. And if you really want to do that, and in my opinion, it doesn't make a difference with the sound. Like, if you're performing it in a normal environment where there's sound and stuff, and you can make a noise yourself, you can really hide it, no one really notices the sound, like, it's really not a problem. But if you are picky about it, they cover it in the tutorial. So that negative is really so minor, but again, I thought I'd just mention it. So before we talk about whether this is worth it, I want to show you a quick performance of me doing a simple, ambitious card routine. This is the first time I've ever performed the button. It is not perfect by far, but since then I've performed it so much more and I'm really proud of it and I really love it. This is a quick performance of the ambitious card routine I've done with the button. Watch the reactions. Hi Sylvia, how are you?
Hello, good.
I'd like to show you something interesting because as I was flying here to Prague from Paris, I was in the airport and I saw this really cool game. And I opened it up and it was in this box. I've always been fascinated. Actually, when I started Magic, I started by watching a lot of TV shows. And one of them was America's and Britain's Got Talent. And when I saw this, it instantly blew my mind. It's exactly what they have in America's Got Talent. You might notice it. Have you ever seen one of these before? It's like the button, and it makes a different sound. It's not like a but it's like a cute sound. Like, yeah, you can press it, try it. It's like a fun, yeah, you can, it's so fun. Like, I just sit here in my room and I play it, and it's like a fun button, right? So I was thinking what we could do with it, and I realized it looks like a magical device. It looks like a magical button. And I have, of course, my deck of cards as a magician. So I was thinking, okay, maybe this button can create some magical moments, right? So this is going to be for you. You can have it there. Just hold it in front of you. And essentially, just choose any card you want. Really, like, just pick up any you want the 9?
Yes.
You sure? Yes. You happy with it?
Yeah.
I want to make that card special to you. So what we're going to do is I want you to take this pen and I want you to sign this card with your signature, your initials, whatever you want. Really on the whole card so it's very clear. I love the smiley. So as you can see, we can show the camera, we have the signed card right here. And this is what we're going to try and do. Can you just drop it somewhere? Just really like throw it in somewhere. Here, you sure?
Yes.
Okay, this is what we're going to try and do. I'm going to give the deck, oh, it's hard on this, spooky Halloween map. I'm going to mix the cards up. We're going to lose your card somewhere in the middle of the deck. We'll try and see if the button could do some miracles. So we're going to try and create some magic and see if that button could do something. And I'm wondering, okay, so the card is lost. Do you have any idea where it is right now?
No.
And neither do I. But I wonder if you were to press the button right now, let's see what would happen. Let's see, maybe let's bam. Check the top card.
No way.
Is that your signed card? Okay, that's pretty interesting, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna take your card and we'll put it again. You know what? Let's put it in the middle like this, so you can really. Okay, well, I'll do it like this. I'll put it in the middle.
Yes.
I'll push it in. I'll see. Press the button one more time. Let's see. Only when the button is pressed. And if it works. No way. What was your card again?
The 9.
The 9 of hearts like this.
Whoa.
Okay, let's see one more time. I'm gonna push it in just like so. And let's see, what was your card again? What was your card?
9 of
The 9 of
hearts.
Oh no, the 9 of because you didn't press the button. You didn't press the button. Just like that, the 9 of hearts jumps to the top. And you know what? Let's try it one more time like this visually. I'll push it in like this. Can you actually like put it in like that, and then press the button? And let's see.
Hey!
If the card
Wow.
jumps to my mouth.
Wow.
And then, okay, again, let's take the card, and just put it in somewhere, anywhere you want. You want to put it here?
Yeah.
You sure? Again, we'll
Yes.
give it a few cuts like this, and we will see if we could do something a little bit more interesting with this card of yours, okay? So I want you to press the button one more time. Press it one more time. Let's press it. Okay. And let's see if we can make your card appear anywhere you want it, okay?
Okay.
So we need to focus. Actually, press the button one more time. Press it really hard. So, no, press it. No.
It doesn't work.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
battery.
No, the battery wasn't that good before. Okay, maybe
Diba?
maybe there's a I'll try and open up the button. So it's a little weird, right? But you'll
Yes.
notice that inside the button, okay, there's a card. Inside the button the whole time. There's a card. A card has been inside the button the entire time. Can you please take that card and open it up?
No
And
way.
And that is your signed card, so thank you so much.
Oh, wow.
And the button. I really hope you enjoyed that performance. It was really fun to do. The spectator clearly loved it. They absolutely loved it. Even after filming, they went to be like, how did you do it? That's the power of this button, and this is the magic it creates. So is this worth it, and how much does this cost? It's valued at $99. Guys, this is a Joao Miranda product. It is technology. It is really high quality, really well made. I don't even know how they're making money off this. For $99, you're getting this phenomenal tool. You're getting another the button that controls the sound. You're getting a USB key, the case, all of that adds up. And then you're getting over 20 tutorial videos and blah, blah, blah. Like, you're getting so much for $99. This is the best price you can get for an effect like this. When Chris first told me the price, I was absolutely shocked. $99, you'd expect this to be $200. Like, most tech tricks are like $250 minimum. So this is fascinating. Like, this is the best you can do. Like, is it worth it? Yes, yes, yes. It's insanely worth it. Literally, if you're a close-up worker, get this. Even if you're just a stage performer, you can probably incorporate this into a stage routine somehow. Guys, go get this. It's phenomenal. Wherever you get your magic from, go. And that concludes this incredible review. Thank you so much for watching. I've had so much fun filming it. I've had so much fun performing this. Chris James is amazing. Joao Miranda is amazing. And Craig Petty are amazing. And everybody involved in this remarkable project. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for watching this much longer review than usual. I really appreciate it. And it really does help if you hit that subscribe button. Look, it's free to do. It really helps me out a lot. It takes me ages. This review alone took over 5-6 hours of filming, researching, all of that. So please, please do hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and you might as well leave a comment. Do you have the button? Do you want to get it? What do you think? It will help and mean the world to me. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next review. Bye-bye.